Hey, how's it going? This is a quick update, not that, well, maybe not that quick of an update to the tutorial I just did on the flying camera. And this is how to use the enhanced input actions for smoother control. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to create a blank project just to show you how to get this up and running. So I'm going to go to third person template here just to create a project, and we'll just call it AI controls, and we'll go create. And this will just take a second to load up. Yeah, I had to go back and kind of deconstruct how it was, but the controls are actually smoother this way. So I won't be going through that whole tutorial over again. I'm just going to show you something here. I'm going to just close this project and do like I did with that other project. Go into here. It is this one here. And I'm just going to migrate those assets over to that other project. So you'll have to watch the other tutorial for this one to make sense. But we'll just come in here to content browser. We'll click here, right click, and we're going to migrate these over to that project I just made. Unreal Projects right here, and go content and go select folder. They migrate over really quick. So I'm going to close this now, and then I'm going to go back into that project and open it up. And this doesn't take very long. There's just a few little things that we needed to do. And like I said, you can play around with how you get this configured, but this makes the controls so much smoother. I felt it was important to update the video. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into, let's see, we're going to go into world settings first and set this to flying game mode. And then we'll click on the player start here. Where is that player start? Right there. And like I did in the other tutorial, I'm going to just scoot this way out quite a bit. And then if I'll hit play, you'll see there we're moving forward. We're flying toward the platform. Okay, but again, we don't have the WASD keys. So how are we going to fix that? Okay, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to go in here to the flying blueprint right here. And really what we should do is, let's see, I'm in that level, blueprints level. And this level, what I should do is, I'm just going to do it all right here. Okay, so I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go to input, and I'm going to create an input mapping context right here. And I'll call F2, and I'm going to call it IMC fly mode. Okay, and then I got that set up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into this blueprint here. Is it this blueprint? It is this blueprint. Okay, and we're going to dock it up here. And we're going to come up here to where event begin play is. And what we're going to do is, since this is a branch we don't want to be connected with, so I'm going to pull this off of here like this. I'm going to alt click, and then I'm going to search for get player controller. Get player controller right here. And then off of this, I believe it's called input maps. Let's see. I don't remember what it's called 100%. Map. Oh, I think it's called context. Map context. Let's see. Subsystem, I think here it is. It's called Get Enhanced Local, oh my gosh. Get Enhanced Input Local Player Subsystem. So subsystem will get you to it. So search for that one, this one. This is what we want. And this is all C++ code right here. And then off of this, we want to search for the get map. I think it's called context. Add mapping context, this one right here. So this is what we got to do. Player controller, enhanced input local player subsystem, and then add mapping context. And then we just wire that up. And then we'll hook it up to the one we just created, the fly mode one. And then we'll go ahead and put this branch back in like that. Okay, so that's all wired up. Compile and save that. Now we can come back in here and let's create some input actions. Here we're going to right click, go to input, input action, and I'm going to call this one IA up, down. And then this one, I'm going to make another one, input action, and I'm going to call this IA underscore turn. Okay. And then on this one, let's see what we got to do in here. Oh, okay. So on this one, we just have to change the value type to axis 2D, vector 2D, and hit save on that. That's all we have to do on that one. And then on this one, the same thing. We'll switch it to axis 2D vector 2. That's what I was saying when I couldn't find the values on the nodes. That's why I couldn't find them, is because I hadn't set this value type. And it's on the Y, not the X, which is interesting to me. Okay, so we have those set, those values set. We don't have to set anything in the raised. And now all we have to do is on our, this one here, we just have to set our keys. And this is kind of the same thing. So for the mapping, we do the first mapping. We'll click this, and we will do the up and down. And for the up and down, we're going to do the W key. Oops, not gamepad. It's keyboard, and it's W. W. And for the, no, there's no trigger, but the modifier is going to be this. We're going to want this swizzle one, and we'll leave it on the Y, X, Z. And then we're going to do one more, and this is going to be a scalar, and we'll leave that all set on 1. And you can reverse these values later if those WASD keys are confusing you. So that's the W key. So then we'll go ahead and do another mapping for the S key, keyboard, and we'll do the S here. And we do the same thing just all over again, except this one's going to be, we'll do the swizzle, we'll leave it on the default. We'll add another one, and this is going to be a scalar. And this one is going to be -1 across. So it's going to be -1, tab, -1, tab, like that. And we can sit and save that. Okay. Then we're going to add another mapping here. Mapping. Add another one here. And this is going to be for the turn. We click that there. And this is going to be our A and D keys. So we're going to go to keyboard, and we're going to go to A. Click there. And the modifiers, again, the same thing. We'll do the swizzle, leave it on the default. We're going to add another one, scalar, here, and we'll leave this all set to 1. And then we'll add one more, and this will be our D key. And so keyboard, we'll go D, modifier, swizzle, leave it at the default, add another one, last one, scalar, and again this one is going to be -1 across the board. -1, tab, -1, -1, and go to save. And that's all we should have to do for that. And then if we come back into the flying pond, this is all rigged up. We're going to come down here to move up. And well, we're going to right click here. I'm going to search for IA underscore, and we want up down. And you'll see there's an action value there. We're going to split the struct there. And we want the Y value, so very similarly to what we did before, we're going to put that one in there. That's the only one we got to put in. Then we're going to delete this and put this in. It's on started, goes in there. And then we're going to do the same thing here. So this is going to be for the turn. So we're going to right click and go IA underscore turn. We're going to split this struct, And we're going to put the Y in again here. Right there. And zoom out here a little bit. And we're going to drag this all the way over here, and that goes in there. We're going to double click to add a reroute node. And then we'll delete, zoom in here, we'll delete this. And we'll put this in here. Like that. Hit compile and save. And the controls should work. And they work smoother than they do the other way I showed you, the kind of the hacked way. So we hit play, and hopefully this works. So I hit W. Oops, what happened? Let me start over. Gosh, it really reacted. Let me do something here on the player start. Let me back out even more here so I have time to play around with these controls. Okay, let's just go out pretty far. Okay. So now now I'm hitting S and I'm going up. There we go. And A goes left and D goes right. So these controls seem a lot smoother. A lot smoother. Yeah. And you can reverse them if you don't like the, make the one A and D, reverse the one and the negative one to A and D. If you want to change which key does what up and down. But that's basically it. So I hope you found this helpful. Take care and have a great day.